Hello, Rama Pupodu. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, wonderful, having a happy and peaceful life. Now let's continue with devotee Sankaramal. Sankaramal was not only astute but stern. She was totally lost in her work. She did her work with great care and focus. She was never found talking to anyone. This made others avoid her, but it had the reverse effect on me. I was strongly drawn towards her. The more I became acquainted with her, the more I came to hold her in high esteem. I was convinced that she was an extraordinary person, and therefore I requested her to tell me the secret of a perfect equipoise. After several persistent efforts, she finally relented. She revealed, I was myself puzzled at this inner felicity that I have and which is extolled in our scriptures. I was doubtful about this state because, you see, I am an ordinary woman. The scriptures state that even sages and saints perform penance for years before attaining this blissful state. I wondered, am I really in that state? Bogged down by such doubts, but unsure of whom to ask. She waited for the opportune moment. One day, after breakfast, she found herself alone with Bhagavan. She was pondering on how to find out from him whether she was genuinely in that extraordinary, tranquil state. But how does one ask? A truly realized soul will not put questions like, am I in that state of realization? As Sankaramal prostrated before Bhagavan, she felt a verse of Kaivalya Navanitam spring from within her. The verse was the one in which the Guru asks his disciple to come out with what he had understood. The disciple addresses the Guru with folded hands thus, O Lord, you are the reality, the truth, remaining as my very innermost self, ruling me during all my countless births. Glory to you, who have taken a human form to redeem me through your teaching and grant me this perfect state of inner felicity. I do not see how I can repay your grace for helping to liberate me. Glory, glory, glory to your holy feet. When she recited this verse, Bhagavan looked at her with compassion and said, What is there to doubt? And then continued, Yes, yes, the reply is in the very next verse. The next verse says that the Guru was ecstatic after listening to the explanation of the disciple. The Guru bid him to come near and embraced the disciple and said, To stay fixed in the self, in the state of this inner felicity, without experiencing the three obstacles of ignorance, uncertainty, and wrong knowledge, is the highest recompense you can pay me. There is a translation of this book in English. I would strongly recommend that everyone read this dialogue between the Guru and the disciple. This small book is in two parts. The first part describes the Guru giving instructions to the disciple about the I am experience and the disciple grasping it. In the second part, the Guru asks the disciple to explain to him what he has understood. The explanation given is not an intellectual one, but an experiential one. That is why Kaivalya Navanidam is so important. Sankaramal looked at Bhagavan, and Bhagavan again looked at her steadily for a few minutes. Sankramal's eyes were teeming with tears as she repeatedly prostrated before him. She told me, ever since I have been in that state, there are no doubts, no thoughts. No matter how much we read, whether it is about the teachings of Jesus Christ or the Buddha or Ramana Maharishi, we always maintain a distance from the teachings because we think that it is not possible for us to follow the teachings. This is the intellectual limitation of human beings. We tell ourselves it is possible for Jesus Christ, the Buddha, and Ramana to be so, but do I stand any chance? I had the good fortune of being in the proximity of Sankramal till her end, so I was able to imbibe from her. She lived the truth, and therefore I received a lot of clarity from her. Once I requested Sankaramal to select some significant verses composed by Bhagavan to help me in my sadhana. Instantly, she sang two verses in Tamil from Bhagavan's martial garland of letters. Verses 79. Let me not, like a ship without a captain, flounder in the storm. Guard me with your grace, O Arunachala. Verse 81. Don't be a mirror held in front of a noseless person. Lift me up and embrace me, O Arunachala. Even before I could ask her about their significance, she explained. Initially, seekers feel two deficiencies in themselves. One becomes conscious of the lack of perfection in oneself, and secondly, one doesn't understand how to overcome the insurmountable obstacles one faces while doing sadhana. Both plunge the seeker into desperation. With these two verses, Bhagavan removes such apparent fears. Total surrender to the higher power is the only panacea for all spiritual illnesses. If wisdom is compared to pure milk or nectar, surrender is the vessel which holds it, preserves it, and makes it one's own. Surrender helps one plunge into one's inner being. Sankaramal was fully conscious when she died. She closed her eyes and gave up her body with a smile. Death did not terrify her. When she was asked to give her blessings, she smiled and said, what is this talk of giving and receiving? Remain in the state of inner felicity that you already are and always are in. That's all, folks. Let's continue in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Puppodu.